let's start with episode 515. Sadly, shockingly, Dan dies.
Wait,
what was your reaction when you
That was my reaction.
when you read the script? I mean, were you kind of blown away? Do you feel like this was part of the story that needed to be told? Kind of walk me through the emotions that you went through.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when it comes to situations like that where a character is going to be killed off or, you know, go through a big change, those discussions start pretty early. And that's kind of what happened in this process. And you know what? I was absolutely satisfied with what everyone decided to do, because I felt that it was a good idea to do, because it was just for story reasons and character arc, to where the audience is just getting to understand who this person is, and before they fully evolve, they're ripped out like, you know. And I thought it was such a really good choice and strong storytelling on their part.
He does pass while working on a case with Chloe, literally in her arms. What was the significance of that, do you think?
Well, you know, it was a true example of his arc coming full circle, right? When we meet Dan, he is losing Chloe. He's losing her, but learning to coexist with her and co-parent, right? And they've developed throughout the arc of the several seasons that we've done a real genuine respect and a different kind of love for each other. So it just made sense for him to die in the arms of the one person who really truly understands who he is. You know, and I think it was very beautiful, and it was very difficult for both of us to do that, because we do genuinely love each other in real life.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a tough one, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
Everyone on that day was like, I can't believe this is happening. Real tears.
Wow. Speaking of tears, I mean, everyone is distraught by Dan's death, but watching Trixie lose her dad, for me, was the most heartbreaking. Kind of talk to me about that and how you think this will affect Trixie moving forward.
Yeah, you know, it was everyone's reaction to what happened to Dan that really makes that moment real, right? And you know, I personally have experienced the loss of a parent, and it's affected me in a positive way. You know, it's difficult, and I think Trixie, the character of Trixie, is the same way, that all she'll remember are the things that he taught her, that he was trying to teach her, and take that and gain a certain strength from it, I hope.
Right.
But yeah, and I think that's just sort of how they've evolved who she is as a human being, that she's going to come away from it even stronger.
Aside from Trixie, what character do you think will be most affected by this?
You know, honestly, I think the person who's probably going to be most affected by it, surprisingly, probably Lucifer.
Wow, why do you say that?
I think because it came out of nowhere. We were just starting to get a group that was ripped out from him as well. And I think, you know, with all of the characters in the show, that was a genuine sort of start to finish sort of, you know, we're going one direction and then it changes. We're going another direction and then it changes. And we kind of keep coming back around. And it was a really fully evolved sort of what real relationships go through. I like you, I don't. I like you, I don't. I love you, maybe not so much. You know, and I think it'll surprise him most.
Is he actually in hell? And there's a reason I'm asking this.
Is Dan actually in hell? Why are you asking this?
Well, we learned that if you go to hell, it doesn't mean you necessarily stay in hell. You can also go to heaven after that. So I'm just wondering where Dan actually is.
I don't know that I can answer that question.
Okay.
I don't think I can answer that question.
So maybe you can answer this then. Is this the last we see of Dan, or is part of the story, I mean, now that Lucifer is technically seemingly God, can he help move Dan?
That's a great question, actually. It's definitely not the last you're going to see of Dan. Not in the form that everyone thinks. You know, it could be through flashbacks. It could be through trying to decide what's going on. And man, you're trapping me.
I'm not trying to. I just felt like I set
it's a great question
for that. And so, to me, I just don't feel like there's only one season left, and Dan is such a big part of this world, and to have him not be part of season 6 seems so.
Yeah.
He'll be in season.
Well, as you know, I was on set a little bit in season 6, so he's definitely coming back. It's just not the way everyone thinks he's coming back.
Is this the last then that we have seen of him on Earth?
No.
Oh, okay. That was a very direct answer. I guess because you said that Lucifer is the most affected, and because of what we talked about with the ability to move from hell to heaven, does Lucifer at all help Dan, I guess, deal with the guilt that he feels? Because I guess if you don't let go of guilt, that's what puts you in hell. So kind of walk me through that.
Yeah, that's great. But here's also the thing with guilt is that there really is no one who can help you. You have to help you. I think a lot of what happens with Dan is really just sort of lost in introspectively and within himself, trying to figure out his own demons, so to speak, and why things happened to him the way they did, because it happened so abruptly, right?
Right.
So that's what you'll find. You'll find there is no help other than you helping yourself, basically.
What is he feeling the most guilty about?
Well, that's just it. He doesn't know.
Is that something that's explored in season
It
6?
is. You will get that.
So we'll get
answer.
that answer
Absolutely.
then. Is there a world in which he gets some sort of celestial power?
Yes. No.
What would that look like?
No, I don't. No, he doesn't. He's Dan, and one of the things that I've loved about playing this character and respected about the writing is they never changed him from who he is.
That's so true.
Right. So he's one of the most consistent people in the show.
Yeah.
So there's no celestial to him. He is who he is, and he continues to struggle even through death.
What message do you have for all the Dan fans out there after they watch 5 Fight?
Just remember that I love you.